What's going on, guys? Billy here, and today I want to talk a little bit about my favorite GoPro mount. Now this right here is the suction cup mount, obviously made by GoPro. There are a few other companies out there that make high quality suction cup mounts, but I figured I would go with the GoPro version just because it would work best with their cameras. Now, the purpose of making this video is to give you guys a bit of a tutorial on how to actually mount this. There are a few steps that you need to take and some necessary precautions just to ensure that it doesn't fall. Hopefully you don't end up like me. Now, as you guys can see from that clip, my GoPro fell into the water after not taking the necessary precautions when mounting this. I didn't wipe it down. I didn't do anything. I had just suction cupped it on there trying to get the sunset, and it fell pretty much, I would say, probably a good 10-15 feet underneath of the water. So I had to wait until low tide, and I finally went out and I got it. So today, I'm going to show you guys how to properly mount this thing so that what happened to me doesn't happen to you. Now, first up, you're going to want to grab a rag. Whether you get a rag or paper towel, both of them will work exactly the same. From there, you're going to want to wet it. Make sure that it's not soaked. You just kind of want to damp it. And then from there, squeeze all of the excess fluid out. Next up, we're going to find a good spot to put it. Now, as you can see, this is an example of a spot you wouldn't want to put it. You want to stay away from curves and just look for a spot that's nice and flat. This is a good example of a spot that the suction cup mount will fit the best. As you can see, it's a nice flat surface, and I go around to make sure that all sides of the suction cup are making contact with the metal. Next up, you're going to want to find the rag that I told you to wet in the beginning of this video and wipe down the area that you have chosen to put your suction cup mount. Once you wipe it down, you're going to make sure that you dry the area off as well, just so that the GoPro mount doesn't slip. Once you wipe the surface, you should also wipe the GoPro suction cup mount itself, just so that you can get all of the excess dust off of there. Once you've wiped both parts down, find that spot that you chose and press nice and firm on that press button in the center. From there, you're going to pull the lock up in order to lock it in place. Now, this step is crucial. You're going to want to grab a piece of rope or a piece of string that is nice and firm. I usually like to grab a piece that's a lot bigger than what I actually need and then cut it so that it's just the perfect length. Now, first off, you're going to take the end and find a good spot on the suction cup mount. You want to find a spot so that if it does come undone, it won't slip off. Right here, I found a pretty nice spot so that it won't fall off. Next up, you just want to make sure that you tie a nice knot. Usually, I just go with a double knot, sometimes maybe even a triple knot, but usually a double knot will do the trick. After tying off the GoPro mount itself, you want to find a spot on your car or just around that the GoPro can grab onto if it falls off. Around this mirror right here is pretty perfect, just because if it does fall off, it'll dangle from the mirror rather than go flying off of the car. So you're pretty much done. Just make sure that the rope in between the GoPro mount itself and where you tied it off is nice and tight. As you can see, I had a lot of extra string to work with, so I can make sure that it fit perfectly. Now with that extra string, it's just going to dangle, so you want to cut it off to make sure nothing is going to get caught. Now this is what your finished product should look like. As I said, no dangling strings at all and a nice tight knot at the top, a nice tight string, and then finally the GoPro mount itself. If the seal from the suction cup does end up breaking, we always have that backup tether, but as I said, you can see this thing is nice and on there. I don't think it's going anywhere. So that about wraps this video up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just some shots that I got with the suction cup. I figured that while it was on, I would attach the GoPro and show you guys what it looks like. As you can see from this angle, we get a really cool shot of the wheel and what's coming in front of us. Now, if you do have the suction cup mount for your GoPro, please follow these steps so that you don't have to go out and buy another camera, as if this thing falls off of the car, A, it probably will be messed up from the fall, and B, a car could likely run over it. Now, the example that I used in this video was the car. That's just because that's what I usually use the GoPro suction mount on, but of course you can use this on plenty of other materials, whether it's glass or plastic. It will suction cup to anything, but just make sure you follow the same exact steps. You're going to wipe down the surface area. You want to find a nice flat surface, and then from there make sure you press nice and firm down, and finally tether it on so that in case an accident does happen, you have a backup plan. So that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I have been trying to upload daily, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.